A very good morning to my dear computer students. But yesterday we have covered the topic list comprehension of chapter number 8, and we have discussed the complete theory about this topic. But today we will be implementing that theory in the practical format, and in your Python software we will be doing it. Okay, so if you have not gone through the previous video in which I have explained the theory part of the same topic, please go through that. Then only you will be able to understand this practical implementation. Otherwise you will not be getting my points that I'll be demonstrating here, right? So here we will be first doing the implementation of this list comprehension by means of this for loop. Okay, and then we'll be trying to implement the list comprehension so that you may have a clear cut idea about what is the actual benefit you are getting out of these implementations. Okay, I have already typed a few examples and I'll be implementing them. So if you are having an empty list like this and you are trying to pass value to this particular list with the help of this for loop, which will go from 1 to 5, and whatever values it will pass, that will get appended to this particular list. Okay, and before it is added to the list, it will get multiplied with 2. Okay, so if we are having value 1, so it will multiply it by 2, so you will get output of the first value as 2. Okay, when I will be incrementing to 2, so you will get a new data with 4. Okay, when I'll be 3, you will get 6. When I'll be 4, you will get 8, and when I'll be 5, you will get 10. Okay, so let us try implementing the concept of list first in this way, then we'll implement the same thing with the help of list comprehension, right? So I have already typed the same code, and I'll be implementing it here. So let me paste it here for you and save it, and then I'll be running it. So you will see the output we are getting. Okay, 2, 4, 6 and 8, the same output we are getting, right? So now what we will do, we will try implementing the same with the help of this list comprehension. You can see with the same code the list comprehension statement will look like this, right? So we will implement same with the help of list comprehension, right? So let me copy it and let me paste it here. Okay, the same output you will be getting as you have received for this particular case. So let me run it. So you can see you are getting the same output when you are implementing the same code through list comprehension. Its function is totally same actually. Okay, so next example I'll be taking. So this example will help you to print the multiples of 7, okay, that are lying in between the range of 1 to 49. Why not 50? Because we know that boundary value of this for loop will never be included. Okay, so whatever output you will be getting will be inside this list 3. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I am just copying it and I'll be pasting it here. Let me delete it first. Okay, so now we will be saving it and running it. So you can see you are getting an output like this. Okay, the multiples of 7 which are ranging from 1 to 49, right? So if we are trying to implement this same code with the help of list comprehension, so we need to write it like this. Okay, the for loop and the if statement. If we are having only if, then it should be followed by the for loop only. Okay, the for loop you have written, and then the if wala part, you can see this is the same for loop we have written, and this is the if statement, right? So if statement is written here, and this num, okay, which is actually giving us the output in the list 3, it should be written here, right? So I'll be writing up the same code and then printing the values inside these lists. So what I'll be getting, okay, so when I'll be saving it and I'll be running it, you can see what output I'm getting. I'm getting the same output, right? I hope it is clear. So either we are implementing with the help of for loop or we are implementing it with the help of list comprehension, we are getting the same method, same output, sorry, right? Fine. So let me delete it so that we may start with a new example. So now we are trying to attach this else statement along with the if. So when we are having an else statement along with the if statement, so definitely we will be placing it if and else statement before the for loop, right, in the list comprehension. Rest everything will remain the same. If we are just having if statement, then we will be putting it after the for loop, and if we are having else along with the else statement, then we will be putting this if else statement before the for loop. So let us try implementing this also. Okay, so let me save it and then run it. So you can see we are getting output like this. So what this statement is telling us actually, so you can see that when we are trying to implement this particular statement, so we are getting output like this. How it is so? That you can see when this for loop will start working, it will work from 2 to 8, right? And we have given a condition that if num is less than 5, means up to 4. When num is less than 5 means it will work up to 4. So when num is 2, okay, it will print the number, that is 2. Okay, when num is 3, it will print the number 3. Okay, when num is 4, it will print the number 4. Why it is happening so? Because num is less than 5. But when the num goes more than 5 or 5, then if will not get executed, else will get executed. So when else is executing, it will multiply the number with 2. Okay, so when num will be 5, it will not be the if statement that will be executed, it will be the else statement that will get executed. So else num into 2, num into 2 means 5 into 2 is 10. Okay, then you will see again when you are passing 6, then it will be 12. When num is 7, then it will be 14. When num is 8, it will be 16, and it will not work for 9. I hope it is clear to you. So let me see the next example. Okay, next it is taking a new example like this. The value vals list has already been given, and it is trying to say that print the multiples of 3. Okay, so for that we are putting a for loop and we are putting a condition using if. So num mod 3 is equals to 0 means the remainder should be 0 when you are dividing the given number by 3, means it should be a multiple of 3, then it will print that given number. Okay, so let me try it also. So the given list is, and the list comprehension for the same has been written. Okay, so let me save it and run it then. So you can see this is the output that we have obtained, 15. So whatever values that are multiples of 3 we are getting out of this list. That 31 is not a multiple of 3, 15 is there, 12 is there, 42 is there, right? Similarly 39 is there and 21 is there. So we are getting the right output, right? So next question is that he is saying that if you are having a list in the format of these tuples, then for loop will work, and if x is equals to b and x is equals to c. Okay, so here x is referring to a, b and c, and n is referring to 11, 12 and 13. Okay, so if x will be b or x will be c, Okay, when x will be b, n will be 12. If x will be c, n will be 13. If x will be a, then n will be 11, right? So if x will be b or c, then the n should be multiplied by 3. So n refers to 11, 12 and 13. Okay, so initially when the loop will start, it will go to this particular value, these particular values, right? Here x is equals to b, a, sorry. So if condition is not satisfied, so it will go next, it will go to this particular value. So here x is b, this condition is true. Then if it is true, though, it will multiply n with 3. So n is 12, 12 into 2 is 12 into 3 is 36, right? Similarly, when c is there, then 13 into 3 will be 39. So outcome should be 36 and 39. So let us try this also. Okay, I have to take these values. Okay, let me delete these values again, otherwise it will come. Let me save it and run it then. So you can see the output 36 and 39. Fine, the same output we are getting here. Now next question is, it is saying whether if the number, okay, the loop will start from 10, it will start from 10 and it will go up to 19. Okay, and if the number, if see else is also there, so we have written this if else before the for loop, right? So if the I is a multiple of 2, okay, so if it is divisible by 2, so we can say the remainder will be 0. If the given number 10 is divisible by 2, the remainder will be 0. If it is so, then it is a even number, else it is a odd number. Okay, so you can see for 10 it will be a even number, then 11 it will be a odd number, 12 will be a even number, 13 will be odd, 14 will be even, 15 will be odd, 16 will be even, 17 will be odd, 18 will be even and 19 will be odd. So this output will be getting when we are using this type of list comprehension. So let us try it. So the code for it is this. So let me paste it, save it and run it, right? So what output you are getting, you can see even, odd, the same output we are getting here. Okay, so what is the next example in your book? So if this type of code is there, like we have nesting of for loops. Okay, so initially the result list is given, it is totally blank. So when x will be 10, 5 and values of different values of x are given, 10, 5 and 2. Similarly for different values for y are given, 2, 3 and 4. So if the value of x is 10, y will be 2, 3 and 4. If the value of x is 5, the value of y will be 2, 3 and 4. Similarly, when the value of x will be 2, then the value of y will be 2, 3 and 4. Why it is so? Because the y is totally dependent upon x. When x is true, the y different it will take different conditions and it will execute it, right? So when x is 10, the while loop will start working and it will take value 2. Okay, so 10 and 2. So when 10 raised to power, this is your exponential operator, so when 10 raised to power 2 we are taking. Okay, so it will give you output 100. So when 10 raised to power 3 you are taking, you will get output 1000. When 10 raised to power 4 you are taking, you will get output 10,000. Similarly, when x will be 5, y will be 2, so it will give you 25. When x is 5 and you are taking y as 3, then it will be 125, and when it will be 4, y will be 4, you will get 625. Similarly for 2 raised to power 2, 2 raised to power 3 and 2 raised to power 4. So this outcome you will get, right? So let us try this also. Okay, let me paste it and let me delete the previous ones. So you can see the same output we are getting, 100, 1000, 10,000, same output as we were looking forward, right? So beta, next is your, if you are doing the same type of code you are implementing through list comprehension, what output you will be getting. Let us try that also. Okay, the same code with the help of list comprehension. So you can see with the both of the cases you are getting the same output. Okay, so beta, we are on the last example when we are having the nesting of loops, and inside those loops we have statements also, if statements to take up, right? So this is our empty list L1, and when we are using this for loop with a variable x which is ranging between 0 to 4. Okay, so for this let me explain it to you more. So it will range from 0 to 4. Okay, and when the value of x will give you 0 as remainder when it is divided by 2, when it will be the case when x is 0, okay, you will get 0 as remainder. When x is 1, you will not get remainder as 0. Okay, so when we are getting value 0, when it is 0, when it is 1, will not get remainder 0. Okay, jab when x is 2, so we will get remainder 0. Okay, when x is 3, we will get remainder 0. No. When x is 4, we will get remainder 0. Yes. So on these values we will get remainder 0. Okay, so for x these values will work, right? Similarly, now we have to consider y also. It will start from 0 and it will go up to 4, right? So here the condition says when y when we are dividing the value of y with 2, we will not get 0, we will get 1, means it will not be a multiple of 2. Okay, so here when you will get 1 as remainder, so here you can see when y is 0, you will not get 1 as remainder. When y is 1, okay, you will get 1 remainder. When y is 2, you will not get remainder 1. Why? Because 2 divided by 2 is 0, you will not get remainder 1. So when y is 3, you will get remainder 1. When y is 4, you will not get remainder 1, right? So when x is 0, okay, it is just a similar case we have taken up. Okay, now you are having values for x like this and y like this. Similarly, you have values for x like this. The value of x will be 0 to 4 and y will be 1 and 3. The same case. Now x, when x will be 0, y will be 1. Okay, and when x will be 0, y will be 3, right? When x will be 2, when x will be 2, when see when y will be false, then again x will be incremented. Na, the next nesting of for loop should be clear to you. Okay, now when x will be 2, y will be 1 and then y will be 3, sorry. So you will get output like this, 2 comma 3 you will get, right? When x will be 4, what you will get? When x is 4, you will get 4 and 1. Okay, and when x is 4, you will also get 4 comma 3. So these output you will get. Okay, so let me try this. So what will be the list comprehension? I am just running it. Okay, so this is the code. So you can see the same output you are getting, 0 1 0 3 2 1 2 3 4 1 and 4 3, just the same, right? Now we will try implementing the same code with the help of list comprehension like this. Okay, so you can see this for loop and then if statement, for loop, if statement, for loop, if statement. We don't have any else statement, so after the for we will write the if. Okay, and this xy we are getting in output in append statement, so it will be written here, right? So let us try it. This is the last example that we need to work upon. So for that the code is this. Okay, so let me run it. So you can see when we are running it without list comprehension, we are getting output like this, and when we are running it with the list comprehension, we are getting the same output. So I hope the concept of list comprehension is clear to you, and you should also practice the same on your laptop. Thank you so much.